Sam, Monkey Jewellery makes his debut on Monday. You've had a bit to do with him. What's he like?
He's a nice horse. He's had a few trials now and taking a little bit of time to work out his craft and a bit of education, but his last trial was very nice. Handled it all well and hit the line very strong. So fortunately we've got a bit of an awkward barrier to contend with on Monday, but bit of luck in running, and provided he can travel throughout, I think he can run a nice race.
He looked a little bit raw in that barrier trial most recently. Is this going to be a good opportunity for him to really learn and gain some experience from going to the races?
For sure, yeah. As I said, John's giving him a good grounding. He's taken him to the trials a good few times, and in my opinion, it was his last trial that he really sort of started to click and work it out. So if he can take that barrier trial to the races on Monday, like I said, provided he can have some sort of run from the awkward gate, I think he can run well.
Looking back at last Wednesday night, well done on getting on the winners board there. Must be nice to get the monkey off the back for the season.
For sure, yeah, it was a nice feeling. It's been a bit of a slog getting going this season. I missed the first two meetings due to suspension, so it's been a bit slow, but felt good to cross the line first.
Sha Tin, first up here in Hong Kong. What can you tell us about him?
His trials have been quite nice. He's a horse who seems like he's going to appreciate a bit further distance and time. He's a lovely, big, strong, athletic horse, and I think he's ready for his first run in Hong Kong now, and hopefully he can hit the line strong.
What sort of expectations then, fitness-wise and all of those things, do you go in with him first up?
He's definitely fit enough to run now. He's probably going to want a bit more distance to show his best, but hopefully he can hit the line strong and get his career in Hong Kong going to a good start.
And looking at his Australian form, most of his starts he was ridden by Kieran McAvoy, but your father rode him in one start. Has there been any discussion about him or any pointers on the horse?
Not really. I think when he was in Australia he used to be quite a keen going horse, but he's not like that here in Hong Kong. But yeah, I think he's got a good attitude for Hong Kong, and hopefully he can adapt well.
Zac, IVICTORY champion sprinter from last season. How's he come back from the break?
Listen, obviously he's not going to be fully wound up for this race. He's got to carry top weight. We don't know if the straights his preferred, race or racing style either. But he's been trialling nicely, not flash, just going through the motions, and I'm sure he'll just come on from the run.
You said last season if he improved another 2 to 3 lengths, he could dominate the sprinting ranks. Has he shown any signs of improvement from the trials and what you've had to do with him so far this season?
I'd say not so far. He hasn't done much in his trials, and he's a long way from being ready. So, it's hard to know if he's taken those steps yet. But I'm sure as he gets further into his prep and gets a little bit fitter, then he'll be able to give me a bit of a better guide.
You mentioned the weight before. He's got the top weight, takes on a horse like Hot King Prawn you've had a lot to do with, has 16 pounds less. Could that tilt the scales in his favour? Yeah,
of course. Hot King Prawn's a very effective horse up the straight, and the lightweight that he's got to carry compared to the heavyweight I've got to carry is obviously a concern. But we'll go out there and we'll see how we go.
Is there much between them in terms of ability?
Well, one's done it. He's got the runs on the board, and one's yet to do it. So we'll see how they end up at the end of the season.
Where do you have a horse like Winner's Way in the scheme of things?
Yeah, he's probably just a peg off these horses. I'm not sure how he'll handle the straight, although he's got a racing characteristic that I think should be able to adapt well up the straight. I'm sure he'll run a good race.
Yeah, he certainly needs no introduction. He's done it all. He's a star horse, and I'm very excited to be riding him. You could say 1400's probably a bit short for him, but before the Derby he was only winning over 1400, so he's very well weighted against those other big Group 1 horses with only 123 on his back. He's had the one trial, a nice quiet trial at Happy Valley, and he's sure to improve after the run. But I think his class can naturally have him running a nice race on Monday.
As well as that trial at Happy Valley, you've also ridden him in a couple of gallops. Has he come on from that trial?
Yeah, look, it's hard for me whether to say he's come on, but his trial there at Happy Valley, 200 metres after the line, he was 5 lengths in front of the rest of the field, and I think that's one of the horse's characters. He just enjoys what he does. He just likes to keep going, and the same in the jump out. He had a jump out there down the back of the back straight, and I was struggling to pull him up. So, you know, he's just such a athlete of a horse, very clean-winded, and really uses himself very well. He's very efficient in his action and certainly wastes no energy. So he's a class act, and I'm looking forward to climbing aboard.
For you as well, 40 winners in your first season, not quite the same success the second season, third season here in Hong Kong. How important is it for you to be getting on a top-class horse like this?
Yeah, look, it's I'd just love to, you know, get a nice race on the board. It was a slow season last season, but I had 3 Group 1 seconds, so I felt I was knocking on the door. It's so hard to win any race here in Hong Kong, let alone a Group 1. But as you said, it's great that I'm getting this opportunity from John Sires and the horse's owners. Very grateful, and I'm hopeful I can deliver for them.
Little Giant, Zac, we know he's had his issues. How's he felt in the mornings with you?
He's been good. It's taken him a long time to get to where he's at now, fitness-wise. He's been blowing the house down and heaving. You know, even in his work, he's still having a good blow. So all that time off, you know, is never good. I'm sure he'll improve after this run, but he's a horse that has shown he's raced well fresh before, and he's drawn a nice gate, so he's going to get a nice run and he'll get his chance.
Has it been a bit frustrating with him? 2.5 years, 3 runs, but obviously he's got plenty of ability there.
Yeah, very frustrating when you see the horses that he raced around previously going on to do great things, and he's basically stuck in his box with a cracked foot all the time. It's not much fun, but he's back at the races now, and hopefully we can try and get the best out of him.